When I started my eurorack journey not so long ago, I wasn't too sure how I wanted to sequence the eurorack itself. Should I go for a eurorack sequencer? Should I go for something like the BeatStep Pro, which interfaces directly with the eurorack because it has CV connections on the back? Or should I go for my Digitact that I love to use? And I sort of stuck with the idea of using the Digitact because I really enjoy the sequencer on it. Don't get me wrong, like the BeatStep is great. There are a ton of great sequencers for eurorack, obviously, but I just love the Digitact workflow. It's just very hands-on, very quick, and I know it very well. But then you get to the problem. How do you make a MIDI device communicate with the eurorack? Well, in today's episode, we're going to explore just that. We're going to take a look at the newly released Mutant Brain from Hex Inverter Electronique. So this is Eurorack with me, Bo, and this is a beginner-friendly series on my journey into the world of Eurorack. So in order to control the eurorack with a hardware sequencer like the Digitact or a computer, I'm using this new Mutant Brain from Hex Inverter Electronique. And this is a prototype, so the finished version will look a little bit different. But what you got here is a MIDI input, you got 4 CV outputs as well as 12 gate outputs. And all of the outputs are configurable, so you use a web application to set them up to do various different things, so you can save different types of presets. And in the jam you just heard, I was using the Digitact to control the eurorack, so let me go over what I was doing. So what I've set up here on the Digitact is actually using 2 channels to play monophonic sounds on the eurorack, as well as 2 channels playing drum sounds. But I could play more drum sounds, and then I have the 8 tracks on the Digitact for various sounds as well. So if we just go into chromatic mode here, we can play one of the synth sounds from the eurorack. And if we go into the second MIDI channel, I have this kind of bell sound here going through the clouds. And we also have the drum sounds, they sound like this. And setting this up on the Digitact is dead easy. You just go to a MIDI track, you select the source page, you select the MIDI channel. Here I got number 1, number 2, followed by number 3, and oh, the surprise, number 4. So it's that simple. And as you can see over on the Mutant Brain, we have the MIDI input and we have 4 different CV outputs. These can be used, for example, to play 4 individual voices or maybe 2 voices, but also controlling the velocity with the additional B and D CV outputs. And then we have the 12 gate outputs that I use, for example, to control my drum rack, but you could use it for various other tasks as well. And we're going to take a look at the software as well and what you can set it up to do. But with so many different options for controlling your eurorack, why should you pick this module? Well, one reason could be the price. They're aiming for less than $199 US, which makes this module pretty competitive. So this is where you do the Mutant Brain surgery and create the sysx files that lets you configure the Mutant Brain module. And to show you how it could be set up, for example for the Digitact, I'm just going to load the sysx file here. So as you can see here, we have the note inputs. As you can see, input 1 and input 2 are enabled. These are meant to process the notes coming into the unit. So we have channel 1 and channel 2 that are used. The MIDI channels 1 and 2 are used for high note priority sending MIDI notes. And basically if we check the CV outputs, since it has 4 CV outputs, you're using note input 1 and note input 2 here that we have enabled. For note input 1 and 2 respectively, we both have first note pitch as well as most recent note velocity. Basically we use the CVA and for notes and CVB for velocity, and CVC output for notes and CVD output for most recent note velocity. So you can both impact pitch and note velocity on 2 monophonic voices. That's how it's set up. Down here you also see the gate outputs. So basically gate 1 and gate 2 are set to the note inputs. So we use gate 1 and 2 to trigger say the synth that we want to control on the eurorack, whereas gates 3 to 8 are reacting to the MIDI channels 3 to 8 respectively. But you could of course, for example here, have MIDI CC messages controlling the CV outputs. And the same goes even for the gate outputs down here. Now I haven't dabbled much with this, it's a little bit beyond my current knowledge level, but I'm sure you guys can figure this out. So thank you so much for watching. Be sure to check out the other episodes in the Eurorack with Bow series and my other videos. Links are always in the description down below. If you like the video, don't forget to hit the thumbs up button, it helps a lot. Consider subscribing and checking back for new videos in the future. And if you want to support further, you can just become a patron over on patreon.com/bowbeats. So thank you so much for watching. Thank you Hex Inverter Electronique, the name, I always stumble on the name, for being very kind and sending over some of the modules for me to check out and do these videos on. So thank you so much, and hope you all have a pleasant day. Thank you.